So everybody's probably wondering why we're hanging out with Peter again. And if anybody has followed the Fishing a Brave events for the last 10 years, it was a significant event this year, and it wasn't due to anybody, but I'm going to give all the favor to the Lord on this one. 10 years ago, I met Peter, a veteran, one of our country's finest, through a veterans event that we call Fishing the Brave. At that time, it was called Fishing with Heroes. The first couple years, and then we had a name change of Fishing the Brave. Anyhow, my son and I started this back in 2016. Had 4 veterans fish with us the first year, and Peter was one of those veterans. Been with us, fishing with us for the last, I don't think you missed one, have you?
I have it.
Yeah.
I sign up every year.
10 years, and he's one of the first to sign up every year.
FCO crew coming at you here on Tuesday night, the 8th. A lot going on, but some real fun coming right now. We got 4 guys that we get to fish with, that we're privileged to be a part of and fish with. And I'm going to start with the very first name, John W. Dottie. Peter Rockefeller. We're going to go to Art Day. Seth Rom. Hey, we're looking forward to fishing with you 4 guys this Friday. We're going to catch some big fish. We just want to say thank you for your service. We appreciate what you've done. It's because you did what you did that we get to do what we do. Thank you so much.
I wanted to follow up this year's event. You probably saw the 2025 event that Eric Birkenbein with Outlaw Outdoors put together for us, and it was a slamming video. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's kind of all over the internet, but if you need it, you can get a hold of me. But anyhow, back to the story. Peter had been fishing with us for 10 years. We're going year after year after year, and we get into our 10th year, and this is where it gets special. The whole event was special because it all started 10 years ago, and we didn't recognize it until this year. And then my wife Angel and I really have spent some time just conversing about it and letting the Lord speak into our life about it. And I wanted to share it because it's Christmas season, and I think it's today's just one of today's Christmas stories, that He is alive and He is real. The 9th year, which was last year, 2024. It was stressful. It's stressful every year. Peter can attest that every year I say, not doing this again.
There's a lot that goes in.
Yep.
And they take on a lot to put it together.
It's a lot. I run my own business as well, so it's a lot to put together. But we have some amazing sponsors, amazing people that help us out. But I say it every year that I'm not doing it. And so the 9th year, I said, I'm done. I'm not doing this again. And my wife said, well, we need to at least take it to 10 years and let's go out with a bang. And I'm like, all right. So we talked about it a little bit. And then after the event, everything's done. All the teardown's done. All the events put away. We celebrate with a lot of the captains that come from out of town to help with this event, because we have some amazing captains that help us out every year that make this event happen, because it truly doesn't happen with all the volunteers. I'm just a vessel that carries the point man for everything. It all comes down to we're driving home. The event's done. We're driving home. And my wife looks at me, and this is how we're driving. She says, let's give away something big. And I'm like, all right, big.
She doesn't like to talk.
She doesn't like to talk. She doesn't like the camera, and I don't either. But we're if we don't talk, we don't get to share the story. So we're going to talk. So she said, "Let's give away something big." And I know it's a long, drawn out video, but just bear with me. And I said, "All right, what do you have in mind?" And she says, "Still laugh about it today because I didn't understand it. I at the time that she said this, I didn't understand it, and it'll all come together at the end of this video. I promise you." She said, let's give away a Harley. And I said, just like this, you're out of your mind. She said, no, let's give away a Harley. So a little history about Angel is her father, Bruce, owns Tri-City Cycle Works Vintage Restoration, which is out in West Richland, and he restores old motorcycles. So I think maybe that's where she got the crazy idea to give away a Harley Davidson. But I still didn't think it was possible. And I said, you're out of your mind. And we argued about it a little bit on the way home, but by the time we got to the hill, cresting back into Kennewick, coming out of Umatilla, I said, let me make a couple phone calls and let's see if this is even possible. So I make a couple phone calls. One, I call Kevin Lockridge, really good friend of mine. He's been a part of Fishing the Brave since everybody started really getting involved about 3 years into it, 2 to 3 years into it. I called him and said, hey, Kevin, this is what we have in mind. In fact, I said, this is what Angel has in mind. Do you think we can pull this off? And Kevin, if you know Kevin, he had some colorful words, because it's Kevin, and said yes. And I was like, sweet, I'm going to make one more phone call and see if this is possible. So I called Chris Tannehill with Atomic Anglers Guide Service, a really good friend of mine. Has helped me out tremendously in times of need. And I said, hey, here's what we're thinking. Do you think we can pull this off? And he's like, yeah, no problem. So at that point, we didn't even know what it looked like. We didn't know how to make it happen. We didn't have any existence of how to make it happen. I told Angel when we got home that, yeah, we're going to do it, but you're calling your dad. I'm not doing it. So if you get Dad to buy into it and support it, and this is where, unfortunately, she's going to have to tell that side of the story because I don't really know it. But she made the phone call to Bruce, and here's what happened.
He called me into his office, and we met, and he has a really soft heart for veterans, and he said, I want to make this work for you. I want to make this possible. I have a motorcycle already that I can restore. And he gave me a price, and I said, whoa. He said, just so you know, when it's fully restored, the value will be double what you're paying. And I said, well, I don't know how to come up with the money, but I know we have a lot of good community sponsors that every year come through for us. And I would just maybe reach out to them and kind of see if we can do it and let you know. And so we agreed that we would try to raise the money, and I went to Tony, he went to his people, I went to my people. We got a few $1,000s raised at first, and we were still far away from our goal, but I think Tony stepped in and he made it happen, and he pushed me, and we worked together. And
if you've ever seen the cattle prods that actually sting a bit, I grew up around horses and that kind of stuff. My dad was a rodeo boy. Yeah, I used one of those and stung her right on the old keister. We were only a few months away. July, August, and we weren't close. We were kind of a quarter way there, and it was like we had to step up and get it going, and we waited too long, and we didn't think it was going to be possible. So we just started doing an outpour to the community and an outreach to the community, and the community stepped up and made it happen, and we got it done by, I don't know, September, probably sometime in September. Got new tins ordered for it. Got those over to our painter, Jeremy Mensinger with Swagger Inc. Happens to be a guy I went to high school with, and a good friend of mine lives right behind me. And then, God bless Jeremy, he got it done. We were coming down to the fine lines on that one too. Everything was just kind of, we were cramming, and it was completely stressful, to be honest with you. And I still, to this day, didn't understand why we were giving a motorcycle away at a fishing event. Why wouldn't you give a boat? Or, I don't know. But a motorcycle, just, it was confusing me because there's a lot of our veterans there that probably couldn't even ride the motorcycle. You know, if they were to win the motorcycle.
There's some older gentlemen.
There's some senior individuals that maybe.
But I'm sure they would have loved it too.
Yeah, they would have loved it. They could have sold it, I guess. So yeah, it didn't make sense to me. And it's
but
what?
We used to watch this show a long time ago, the Orange County Choppers.
Oh yeah.
And they used to make motorcycles, and they used to the event didn't have to be motorcycle related, but they would have the motorcycle at the event.
They do the theme bikes.
And it just was so like amazing to me. And so that came to my head. I was like, I know it's a fishing event, but this is cool. And for some reason, I know it was just like the Lord above, like guiding me. And I just said, this is what we got to do. And a little inspiration from that and my dad. He's an amazing mechanic, and he does good work. So
To do that, it's more than mechanic. He's an artist.
Yeah, he built a beauty. If you haven't seen it, I bet you will. The bike got built. We got it done.
Got it fully funded.
We got it fully funded by the community. So many people in the community. And the hard thing about it is we gave a lot of prizes away every year because of the community. And like barbecues and Traegers. And we still wanted to be able to do that as well as the motorcycle. So it was, there were some funds that it took place this year to make it happen. And our community stepped in as they always do. And just blew our minds on how everything came together. The bike got done.
But wait, before we say the bike
But
got
wait.
done,
Wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
this
This was not rehearsed. She's kind of cracking me up on this one.
no, I'm just thinking about the stuff that we went through on the back end, because this is before we realized God's hand was in it, and we kept like butting heads and like fighting, and like that's not us. We normally don't like fight, but we would just get like frustrated with each other because it was coming down to it and the bike wasn't done. And we didn't know if it was going to be done on time. And we had people who wanted, who were community sponsors, who wanted to like see the bike and have photos of the bike and see what they were investing in. And I felt bad. I couldn't give him that. And he felt bad, and it was super stressful. And you just kind of want to like give up on the whole thing. And is this really going to happen? And there was just kind of a lot like playing like there too. Don't you feel?
There was. The last couple months was.
Just snowballed on it.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Is it even going to get done?
We didn't think we were
going
gonna
to do it next year.
We were talking about giving it away in 2026, like being able to say, "Hey, we're going to give this away in 2026," and da 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 da, because we didn't think it was going to actually get done. From paint to mechanics to the build. I'm sure Bruce was stressing out because we weren't getting him the stuff he needed to make it happen. So yeah, it was coming down to the wire. I think we completed it a week before the event, maybe. Yeah,
I think it was a week.
6 or 7 days before the event, we went over and looked at it in Bruce's shop and went, whew. That might have been why it didn't have a battery in it, fuel in it, and we couldn't fire it up at the event because, we might have needed to finish a couple things.
It would have blown out their eardrums anyway.
It is loud, huh?
It's loud.
I haven't actually heard it since we put the new pipes on it. I heard it before the pipes were changed, but we changed a lot on the bike because Bruce originally owned the bike and had it as a show bike, and we broke it down from that and built a new show bike out of it, and it's all patriotic themed, military themed, and it's for our servicemen and women, and Peter now owns it. He bought it from...
It was a guy in Seattle.
Yeah, a guy off the west side that was actually being deployed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the story just kept getting better and better and better. And so this individual was selling the Harley because he was being deployed. Don't remember where he's being deployed to.
I think he said Japan?
Yeah.
Japan.
So yeah, he was being deployed and he knew he wasn't going to be able to ride the bike. So it came from a serviceman. And I didn't catch that until Bruce was talking about it at the event. And I'm like, oh my gosh, so cool. So the story just kept building and building and building. So that's why we're here. We're here to talk about it and share it. And Eric's here to record it.
Sweet cheeks.
Sweet cheeks.
That
So
would make the cut.
the bike got done. No, wait, there's more? No, wait, there's more. So now we're at the event. A fantastic event as always. Sponsors are amazing. We have. I can't say enough about them and for them. So we're at the event. we decided we're going to. I never gave Monty Webb the shout out for this one, so I'm going to give it to him. Monty says, "Are you going to draw the ticket first, so everybody has a chance?"
He's the weather guy, isn't
He's the weatherman.
Weather guy.
He's our news weatherman that is now retired, enjoying life and running all over Disneyland with his grandchildren. So Monty, shout out to you for that one, because that gave everybody a chance to win. Because we still had a lot of prizes that we're gonna raffle off. This raffle is 100% free. Veterans show up, they come to the event, they have coffee and donuts, they share a little bit of stories while they're waiting for us to get going, doing all our registration. They look at the prizes that are going to get won. We go out, we fish, we come back in, we eat some more, we have camaraderie, we share stories some more, and then we start giving stuff away. So we had to give a lot of prizes away. But Monty, again, said, hey, and this was a couple days before, because I was actually showing Monty the motorcycle a little bit, because I was trying to get it on the news a little bit towards the end there, but we just didn't have time. Because I really wanted to give the sponsors their time and shout outs, because they built the bike. But it didn't happen. But anyhow, Monty says, are you going to draw the ticket first? And I was like, why would I do that? I would want to wait till the end. He goes, well, so everybody can have a chance. And then I thought, I'll draw the ticket. And then I'll share the ticket at the end. So, drew the ticket, put it in my little pocket here, and it was kind of cool to carry around knowing that I had the ticket. I knew that I had the ticket of the winner. Didn't know who the winner was at the time. But I knew that I had the winner in my pocket. And if you've never done anything like this, we're giving away I would say it's a $20,000 motorcycle. And I've never done that. Never been a part of that. Didn't even think it was possible. And I had the winning ticket in my pocket. So I was carrying it around all proud, telling everybody I had the answer. So we give everything away. Everything away.
Did you have any thoughts at that point?
Yeah, what did it feel like when everything's gone and you still have a ticket?
At 10 years, I've been going to this. The first couple years, I think you started giving stuff away in the second year. And it was for like biggest and smallest fish. You got a rod or a reel or something, which was cool. And then, eventually it grew into what it's done. And, more and more sponsors. And so more and more raffle prizes. And I've never won a single thing. I've sat there every year. I come to fish and hang out with people and hear stories, but I've never actually won a single thing.
You've never won a raffle?
I don't believe so. If I have won a raffle, then it wasn't like one of the big prizes or anything. It might have been maybe a hat or something. I don't.
Yeah.
I've got a few of your hats because I actually pay to go fishing with him as well. But so I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, that heated vest, that'd be freaking cool for duck hunting season. Damn it, didn't win the heated vest. Well, I could use a Yeti. No, didn't win the Yeti.
I know who did though. Monty
Webb.
Webb.
Yeah, Monty Webb won the
He
Yeti.
loved the green Yeti.
Yeah, that was a cool green Yeti. And so I'm just sitting there and I'm like, you know what? I don't really care. I never have cared if I won anything. It'd be cool.
Yeah, it's always cool to win, right?
But I don't care. I'm happy for everyone else. Everyone's smiling, having a good time. And I'm like, so all the prizes are done. And I'm like, man, there was a couple that I was close on, but never my number. So then Tony gives the ticket to Bruce to read it off.
Yeah. And what was cool about it is doing that drawing that way, everybody was hooting and hollering.
Oh, everyone
But
was
they
having a
weren't
blast.
winning.
Everyone
They
was
didn't
having a
want to
blast.
win because
Not-
they knew if they still had a ticket in their hand,
But
they had a chance of winning the motorcycle. It was
at the same time,
a great event.
nobody cared. I mean, I honestly, yeah, sure, it'd be cool to win a Yeti or, a grill or a Harley, but nobody cared. Everyone was happy for everyone who won something.
Yep. That is one thing that happens every year that it just...
Oh, nobody leaves. Everyone sits around
Yeah.
and hoops and hollers, and we're all full from eating Gigi's, and I was smoking a cigar. My buddy Randy was smoking a cigar. I'm drinking my hot cocoa and just having a blast.
Yep. And then Bruce had the ticket. We get to the moment, and like I said in the video of the 2025 Fishing the Brave, it was like, honestly, after all the heart and sweat and tears, I didn't put any sweat into it. I just put a lot of heart and tears into it. After all that, it actually felt like we were giving a kid away, like your daughter off to marriage, which he did. He helped in that process. But it was one of those things that it was just an emotional attachment, because Bruce and I had never built a bike together, and we've talked about it for years. Back when I was riding Harleys, I had 3 of them. I rode every day. I mean, Angel and I rode clear down to Reno and all the way up the 101 and all the way Highway 14, and I mean we've done some rides. And she did that on a Softail Deluxe, by the way, guys. But we bought
With a sissy?
Yeah, with a small sissy, but a lowered Softail, so it was a little rough on her humper.
Yeah.
But we stopped in Boise and bought a Road Glide because we made it to Boise and her tail hurt. So we bought a Road Glide and then had to go back and pick that up after we finished our loop. So because we rode the Softail all the way around. But anyway, so it was an emotional time giving this motorcycle away. And Bruce had attachment to it just because he had owned it for a while. So it was neat. It was cool. But he got the ticket and he played a little bit with it.
He had some fun.
He had some fun giving it away. But when it came down to the last...
Tony, I can't read that last number.
Yeah, Tony, I can't read this last number. When it came down to that number...
I can't make this up. How about a 2? 2602.
I wished I would have had everybody that had, because there had to be so many people that had the first
the
6 or 8 numbers, whatever it was.
Like he called off, 260, and I'm sitting there just going, I have a 260, because mine was in my pocket. I wasn't even looking at it. I'm like, I have a 260. There was also a couple 260s already called, so in the back of my head, I'm like, that might be kind of cool. And then, so Bruce calls out that last number, and I was just like, someone had a cell video that was up of it somewhere. My whole face just went blank. I was like, because I was trying to comprehend, and I'm like,
Did you know what your last number was?
I knew. And I'm just sitting there going, no, he didn't say my number. So I dig it out. And I'm like, oh my God, he actually called my number.
2602. Two, 602.
Double check it.
And my buddy Randy was right behind me, and he's like screaming in my ear. And I honestly don't really remember very much. I walked up, and
Yeah.
it was my number, and I was in complete and total shock.
Yep. So was I, actually, and it wasn't because I don't know. It wasn't. When you hear the story, and I'm going to have Peter share the story, and that's kind of why we're here. That's the whole reason we're here, actually. It's just so much. If you put this whole thing together, the whole story together, when he starts to really finalize the last details of this story, you're going to understand how it all came together, and how Angel and I and Bruce and Jeremy and all the people that sponsored the bike, we were just vessels, and understanding how it works and how he uses us to be a vessel, and just follow his commands and go through with it, even though there's struggles in it and there's times that make you feel uncomfortable. But then when we heard the story, Peter's story, we actually heard it from Randy, and then just talking to Peter over, I just couldn't keep it to myself, and I wanted y'all to hear it.
Peter.
So now we're gonna let you guys hear from the man, the myth, the legend, Peter, the story.
The legend is Miles. No?
The legend is mine. The little legend.
Originally, I mean, if you saw the original video and all that, Randy got a couple details wrong, but the gist of it was correct. So I got out of the Army the first time in 2004 after I got back from Afghanistan. I was home being a bum, and then I got recalled and got sent to Iraq. Always do your full commitment of years or else you're going to get recalled, and it sucks, and get sent to Iraq. So I get back from Iraq, and I had saved pretty much every penny that I made while I was over there, and I bought myself a Harley because I'd always wanted one. And so I went to the local Harley dealership and found the perfect used one. It was exactly how I wanted it set up, except for the bars. I never did change the bars on it. So I rode that bike, and I bought it in 2000. It was either 2010 or 2011. I think I bought it in 10. And so eventually I had the bike and loved it. Then I have my eldest daughter. She's 14 now, and y'all probably saw the picture of me holding her on while I was sitting on the bike. My buddy Randy calls me up one day, and he's just like, "Hey, let's go for a ride. We haven't been out in a while," because he has a bike too. And I was like, "Yeah, I just put it on the charger, out in the barn, and put it on the charger to get the battery up so it would start up." And so I was like, "All right, I'll go check it up, see if it'll start." And I walk out, and I'm still on the phone with him, and I'm like, "Ha ha, what'd you do with my bike, man?" I thought he was playing a joke on me. And unfortunately, it wasn't a joke. And we found the tire tracks and all that. Someone pulled up in a trailer one day when I was at work, and my wife Holly and my baby were in the house, and they loaded my bike up onto a trailer and just drove off with it. And so called the cops, obviously, and the sheriff comes out, and he's just like, "I don't mean to be a downer, but you're never going to see your bike again." And I was like, "Well, can't you find it? Someone's got to see it eventually." And he's like, "No, it's already in pieces in California." And so that kind of broke my heart, because that was my bike that I saved for while I was in Iraq, and it was my, hey, you didn't die present to myself. And so I was pretty heartbroken about that. And through the years, I always wanted to get another bike, and I just, I got 3 kids now, house, decent job and all that, but a bike just was always out of reach with the money, because, they're not cheap, especially if you want a Harley. So I never thought I would be able to get another one. And then Bruce called my freaking number, and I got a Harley.
And you kept your motorcycle endorsement.
Yeah, all these
years.
All these years, I kept my motorcycle endorsement, my helmet, my leathers. I kept them all. Just in the off chance that, hey, maybe someday you'll hit the lottery, and you can go buy yourself your dream Harley. And I didn't even have to buy a lottery ticket. I got a raffle ticket, and it was my number.
It was your turn.
2602.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get it on my fingers.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because these are my daughters, and so I'm gonna put 2602 right there.
So, to wrap it all up, looking at the whole picture of it, that started 10 years ago, with this guy jumping on the boat with us.
And the funny thing is, I wasn't even supposed to be on the boat. Randy was supposed to be on the boat. Because Randy was buddies with another guy that was going, Seth Rom, and Randy had to work that day, so he called me up and said, "Hey, you want to go sturgeon fishing? One of my buddies is going." I'm like, "Well, I don't know these people, because I usually don't like people." But Randy's like, "Oh no, my buddy Seth, he's cool, and he's got a buddy who's going, and it's a vet thing, and it's free." you'll have fun. So Seth came and got me that morning, and we drove down to Umatilla, and I think we boated 18 sturgeon that day.
It was a good one.
We were the only ones out there.
I just remember you lost the big one. There's just certain. I don't have a great memory, but there's certain things in life I just remember.
But I set that hook, and I thought I hit the bottom. Like that thing just went.
But you lost it.
Did you have to bring that up?
You lost it, folks.
It took off into the channel that the barges go through, and it broke me off on the rocks.
You lost it.
Yeah, I lost it.
It was the one we were looking for. That was with Art Day, John Dottie, Seth Rom, and Peter.
Yes.
That was the group that fished with us that day. I'll never forget it because that's when all this started.
That was a fun group.
But yeah, it all started 10 years ago. God had a plan. And we did not even have a inkling that he was planning this the whole time. But then going through it and experiencing it and being blessed to be able to be a vessel in it, it's tremendous. And so I just wanted to share that story. And if you don't believe in him, by golly, you might want to.
You should probably start.
Should probably start because he's real, and he does amazing things, and we're grateful. And in the spirit of Christmas, because that's what Christmas is all about, birth of Christ. This is what we leave you with. God bless y'all. We thank you for sitting and listening to our story, and maybe we'll show you the bike now. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
My name is Eric, as you may already know, with Outlaw Outdoors Oregon. I've been filming hunting and fishing content for over 10 years now. Started with my brother-in-law, and we still go out and hunt together every year. I've had an amazing opportunity to be part of the Fishing the Brave event for 6 years now. Started in 2019. I had seen in 2018 another YouTuber had made a video about the event, and then I reached out to Tony to see whether or not that person was coming back or if he needed someone to do the video. And it turned out he needed someone to do the video, so I came out and had an amazing time. And the story behind the event just really spoke to me. Obviously, giving back to those who have served our country is really important to me, and I just wanted to do everything I could to spread the word about that and show the work that Tony was doing and his family and the community members, right? So that's why I keep coming back every year. This event just means a lot to me. I've had quite a few friends who have served in the military. My great-grandfather was in World War II, and just a really impactful event. The whole community coming together, all of these veterans over the last 10 years that have had an opportunity that they otherwise wouldn't, right?
Yep.
And so I absolutely cannot speak highly enough of Tony, his family, the work that they're doing. This year's event was just 10 times as impactful. Just so much emotion, life-changing for so many people, not just Peter, obviously, but others in the community as well. And,
yeah. Changed mine.
Yeah.
Definitely changed my perspective on things. To just be just part of that experience. Just blew me away.
Like I said, being behind the camera at this event, just all the meaningfulness of the whole event, especially this year, just above and beyond what it normally means, right? The emotion behind everything, the story, Peter's story, the 10-year anniversary. Peter was the first guy, one of the first 4, and just coming that full circle moment, it's just absolutely so impactful to me and obviously to a lot of others. Just watching that unfold and just, there's nothing else you could call it but, God's plan, right? Like you couldn't write a better story.
Nope.
You couldn't write a better story. The real life is always better than fiction, and it's just such an impactful moment, and I appreciate everyone letting me be a part of it.
Heck, we're thankful. We're thankful and grateful.
Maybe we'll let you fish next year.
Sometimes I outfish other people on the boat, just so you know.
Oh.
Every once in a while.
He gets to fish a little bit.
No.
We stop and fish a little bit while we're running around. getting
I never saw him
footage.
fish when he was on my boat.
Well, he probably couldn't fish when he was on your boat. He needed to really pay attention behind him.
Yeah.
Front
Had to
of
keep my
him.
guard up.
Oh, no. At one point, we were the big boy boat.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah. Little Tyler Brissett shout out there. Where you at, buddy?
I think that does it. I hope everyone enjoyed the video, both the event video and this video as well. And I think that, you know, this has such an amazing story behind it that, like Tony said, it needed to be shared.
Yep.
Needed to be shared. So we definitely appreciate having the opportunity to be part of it.
Yes.
It was awesome.
Cool.
All right.
On to next year.
2026. That's right.